Next up, at UFC Mexico, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Edgar Chairez taking on CJ Vergara. Edgar Chairez, 11-6 in his career, 2-2-1 in his last 5. He's coming off the decision loss to Joshua Van. He's taking on CJ Vergara, 12-6 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is riding back-to-back losses, unfortunately. Edgar Chairez, at this point, we all know who he is. He burst onto the scene, had a couple of really close fights, and he's really kind of making a name for himself here as just a durable, tough, embodying that Mexican fighting spirit. He's a well-rounded guy overall. Striking offense is fast. It's in your face. Takedown defense is decent. BJJ is pretty good. The real issue for him is that he is insanely hittable, but he's so tough and he's got a good chin. He'll just take that beating and continue to try to make that fight happen. He's long. He's lean. He uses all of that to his advantage. He is coming off that loss to Josh Van, where he was using his reach pretty well. He blasted Josh a handful of times, but he was almost finished. He did a wild spinning back fist that revived him a little bit. Like, it was just a testament to his durability overall. He's taking on CJ Vergara. CJ's a guy I've been high on in the past. He's like a little Energizer bunny. He's going to move forward. He's going to be busy as shit. He's going to stay in your face. He's going to do stuff. He's a striker, solid forward motion, clean boxing, good knees. He likes to fight inside the pocket. He'll use his clinch. Ultimately, he's got that never say die attitude. We've seen him almost finished many, many times just to survive and come back and try to sneak out that win. BJJ is solid, decent scramble skills. He is coming off, though, that loss to Ramazan Temirov, where he was dropped 3 times ultimately before being finished. CJ's a guy, as I mentioned, I've been high on him in the past. And it is hard for me sometimes to just remove that bias, that inherent bias I have for a guy that I like, that I've watched, that's won me some money. CJ is one of those guys, but I have to remove the bias here because the reality is CJ just doesn't seem to be that guy when he needs to be that guy. And Edgar Chairez is always going to be there. He's always going to be tough. He's going to fight his dick off no matter who's in front of him. And I think Edgar Chairez can win this fight. Even if CJ wins early, even if CJ is busy early, Edgar can take over. Edgar can sneak this out. He can be long. He can be lean. He can be tough. Edgar Chairez is going to be the pick here. Obviously, he's almost a 3-1 favorite. I do think CJ's a decent underdog, though. Probably avoiding bets here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I think there's a real opportunity here for Edgar to kind of really dominate this fight. I honestly went into this fight thinking, like, I don't know if Edgar's really that dude. And CJ, as you mentioned, can be a dog at times. I was looking at CJ's Instagram, and it seems like he's kind of on this rebirth train of, like, I'm leaving behind the person I used to be and reinventing myself, and his hands look fast. I started getting caught up with stuff and thinking, like, oh, maybe CJ's that dog pick this week or whatever. And then I rewatched that Edgar fight versus Joshua Van, and I was like, oh, shit, Edgar is actually probably fucking good. I mean, the way he was popping out that jab, the calf kicks as well. Obviously, he's already shown time and time again how tough he is, but the durability, that was the same situation where he kind of out-toughed the body shots, right, where he's just kind of like, fuck, and just like one last little go, and it fucking landed, thank God. And honestly, CJ is like it's no disrespect to CJ because Joshua Van is a very good fighter at this point, and I've been a Joshua Van hater, but it's pretty obvious he's good at this point. CJ's kind of a 60% of what Joshua Van is. I mean, they kind of want to do the same thing. They want to get in your face and box, and they might have takedowns, but I don't know if he's going to take a guy like Edgar Chairez down. Edgar's shown that even if you do shoot a takedown, I mean, he is very live with those front chokes with the guillotines and stuff like that. So I went into this fight trying to find reasons for CJ because I wasn't sold on a guy like Edgar. So I hate those people that are just like, the second you shoot anything on them, they want to grab the easy out and then fall to their back, and then they're kind of stuck there. But against CJ, I don't think that's too much of a concern. So I went into this fight trying to find reasons to pick CJ, and I came out of the fight thinking Edgar's going to win this fight. And I'm looking at that. I think the -3.5 on Edgar Chairez is a -120. And -3.5, you get a dominant decision or an inside the distance. And I think there's a way that he could find a finish here, either with a submission on a bad CJ shot. Like, again, at elevation, things get weird, sloppy. And if Edgar starts moving downhill on a guy like CJ, it could spell trouble. So that -3.5, you get a dominant decision or an inside the distance win. I like Edgar Chairez here to win, and I think he can probably do it in dominant fashion. That jab against Joshua Van was like, holy shit! Like, it was
spinning back fist after getting his ass kicked. Like,
that was a desperation, whatever. But I mean, early on, he was fucking eating Joshua Van up with the jab and the calf kick and stuff like that. And if he starts working that jab against CJ, I don't think CJ is going to find the adjustments that Joshua Van did.
I get what you're saying, that the spinning back fix was desperation, but at the same time, it's just a testament to not going to quit, going to fight no matter what, and like just always in it. And CJ Vergara is kind of that guy, but he's just not as durable as Edgar. Jakey Boy and I both on the same side here. $9,000 in DraftKings Fantasy. Man, that's dicey because CJ can be finished. He has been finished. Edgar is, a tricky guy with the wildly long limbs and the submissions that can come with long limbs. Could be somebody that's worth exploring for DraftKings Fantasy, but don't take my word for it. Check out the DraftKings Optimizer. Check out the Fight Simulator. Check out what our artificial intelligence has to say. It's not just me, Jacob, and a couple of blokes from New Zealand picking fights at WeWantPicks.com. We have an artificial intelligence that's also picking fights based solely off of historical data, and it has been doing so at a remarkable accuracy. Check out the artificial intelligence. Check out all the picks, all the bets, all the tools right now. WeWantPicks.com. Just click become. It's fucking $10. $10. We didn't raise the price for inflation. Eggs are $10. So is premium. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. Couple of super chatterooskies. $2 from Enema. Everyone, especially the handicap, need a bidet. This is back to when you and I were talking about standing up to wipe our asses. I've never used a bidet.
I think I talked about this maybe on one of my live streams before. And people could be asking if those live streams have come back. Honestly, at this point, it's kind of been like I haven't mentioned.
It's been nice not to do them, is what's happening.
No, it's been Lock of the Week's been winning when I haven't been doing them. So it's fucking just keep that fucking going until whatever. But I think I talked about one of my live streams before. I went to Vegas a few years ago, and the hotel room I had a bidet in there. And I couldn't figure it out. I sat on that thing off and on for a couple days, and I would sit on there 30, 40, 45 minutes. All the settings, the slow, the fast, the warm, the cold, and I would just sit there, and I couldn't figure out if I liked it or not. Like, honestly, it was like, it's one of those feelings where it's like you're a little bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's like a little bit pleasurable as well. So I'm telling you, there was one day I probably sat there an hour and a half just trying to figure out, like, do I like this or not? And then I don't know. I still don't know. I need to get one and still try to figure it out.
Have you tried sitting AC Slater style? That'll change your world. AC Slater bidet will change your world. I will say this.
That was one that was it was like a decent one or whatever. It's also got the drying thing too. I turned the dryer thing on and it's just warm air. Smells not great. That is just warm
it's blowing your own asshole air.
Your asshole and your taint and everything, and then it just like I turned that on. I was like, let me turn that off. Like, that's fine. I'll wipe it dry. Thank you.
Yeah, listen. I am somebody who uses a blow dryer. I use a blow dryer on my body. I get out of the shower, I dry with a towel, then I use a blow dryer to make sure it's all dry. I have never blown asshole air into my face.
And by the way, I know you got to skip over that. Angelo stands in his fucking bathroom, head between like this, blow drying his taint and nut sacks every time he gets out of the shower. He's bent over.
I'm not even going to defend it because he's not wrong. I will dry every inch of my body, bone dry.
Instead of just taking a towel and being like, woo, done.
Dude, there's
How
not
much
a towel.
hair could you have?
There's not a towel big enough. There's not a towel big enough. Whatever towels they use to dry off RVs, not big enough. I'm working with some stuff. We got a $5 super chat from Matt. Matt says, Ange, are you headed to International Fight Week this year? Word is Jacob is buying a few poolside cabanas with all that money from the Lock of the Week winnings. I will be at International Fight Week. I will be with my shirt on at the poolside if there is a cabana. Jakey boy, we're going back, I'm assuming, right? The boys getting back at it?
I want to see what the honestly what the card is first. I did book a room just to get out ahead of it, because at this point, the way I go to Vegas and bet and stuff like that, I get comp rooms and stuff. And so they sent me some offers, so I have a room booked just in case that I can cancel. But I kind of want to see. I want to wait to see what the card is, honestly.
I mean, if we're talking about International Fight Week, it's got to be either John and Tom
it sounds like John is fucking around at this point.
Then fucking strip the title and move on. Like, we don't give a fuck. And Josh Thompson and I had a bad take. We talked about some of that.
Josh, what a guy.
It's funny because I didn't publish the bad take yet, but he was like, "Does Jacob not like me?" He was like, "I watched part of your stream last week," and I said, "I think he's a little jealous. I think I think you guys are both just fighting over me."
The shoe fits.
But we both were like, "Listen, at this point in time, if you strip John Jones of the belt, I don't think anybody's pissed. Who's pissed? Who is like, no,
What they say,
John Jones is the rightful champ? Like,
Tom's been the interim champ for like 2.5 years or something.
Yeah, literally. He defended the interim title, which is an insane thing to happen. So at this point, if it's not John and Tom at International Fight Week, then it's got to be right there or pull it. Or it's Islam and Ilya, which is a phenomenal
That
fight.
sounds like that's not happening either, because now Charles is trying to get that fight with Ilya, and fucking, it's like, I don't know
If
what's
International
going on.
Fight,
I think they're gonna fuck it up. I think it's gonna be something bullshit.
Dumb. No, it's going to be.
I think it's gonna be
Ankh
Ankalaev and
yes.
Alex again.
And I honestly,
I don't want to see it. If
You and I
Ankh and
couldn't be
Alex is
more
the main
aligned.
event, I don't want to fucking go.
you and I couldn't be more aligned there. I'm going to go no matter what. But I could give a fuck, dude. Alex Pereira's going to lose worse than he did last time.
Now,
and I thought
you hear DC was like, "Oh, he was sick and he had a broken
it's all
hand or
bullshit.
something." It's like, come on, guys.
Dude.
He's not who you think he is. He had a good run and beating up fucking terrible people, but he got in front of an actual striker and he got fucking fucked up.
My issue with that, I'll disagree with some of that sentiment. My issue with that is Alex Pereira could have beaten Ankalaev. He could have beaten him. He was set up. That was the worst version of Ankalaev he could have gotten, and he still didn't capitalize because he just didn't let his hands go. $1.99 from Santiago Mendez. Stream for Jacob. What's it going to take? I guess it's going to take Lock of the Week losing. We appreciate the $2, so we hope he never streams again. Mr. Pity Pat, LMAO, Jacob's so funny just being himself. That's not money. I pin that because I agree. I hang out with Jacob in real life, and he's fucking annoying, but he's
Nobody
funny.
makes anybody laugh more than I make everyone laugh.
Yeah, well,
And nobody makes me laugh more than me. And that's literally 100% true. I literally sit there and giggle to myself about stuff that I think about more than anybody's ever made me laugh in my life.
I get that. I do that. You make me laugh a lot, so I'm not going to claim that I make myself laugh more. But there are plenty of times that I'm with different people, and I will have an unbelievable fucking joke in my head. And I'm like, if I say this out loud, they're not going to fucking get it or care, or they'll be offended. So I'm going to keep it to myself. So what is this one? Angelo better do every post-fight stream drunk. That was just an individual circumstance. I actually don't drink on Saturdays specifically so I can do the post-fight streams not drunk. But given the circumstances last week, fuck that shit, dude. That card fucking sucks shit. I was supposed to go to a friend's house. I was delayed by an hour because those suck shit fights. So I was like, I'm drinking. I don't give a fuck. Is that why you were shaking your head?
Yeah, I don't drink on Saturdays. This is one of the most retarded things you've ever said in your life.
I really don't. I have text messages from people being like, I
I
thought
don't
you
even know
didn't
how
drink
you
on
say
Saturdays.
stuff like that, because I know that you honestly kind of believe it when you say it.
Did you watch me drink when you were at my house for UFC 311? Or
Yeah.
12 or 13
Yeah,
or
you got
whatever?
a couple
No, I
high noons.
fucking didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay. Well,